flame. I'm pulling out with a sick chain. Jumping in the Porsche in the 6 lane. I'm big fish, I'm big game. Chrome on, big flame. I'm pulling out with a sick chain. Jumping in the Porsche in the 6 lane. I'm big fish, I'm big game. Had to hit him with the Chrome hard and the pig flame. I'ma be the villain like I'm Big Bang. Execute a smart, that's big brain. So I been looking hard, that's dripping. So that has been traded to the 60. I get $1, you're with me. Now y'all get us sell kidneys. But that is a shame, it's a pity. The sell to the pep that was shitty, but now you were.
So, literally just made myself a coffee just after our live session. Obviously, this morning we didn't actually trade, but there's a few reasons for that. Today we're going to do a vlog. We're obviously going to touch on why we didn't trade, the psychology of trading and things like that. So, this morning we didn't trade purely, obviously there's a lot going on in the world with Trump and things like that. So patience, discipline, over trading and sort of fear of the markets is what we're going to cover, but we're going to bring you along with that. This morning we had the draw on liquidity on a higher time frame, correct, but obviously lower time frame wise it didn't give us what we wanted, so we stayed away from the market. So just going off this morning's session, a day in the life, but also we're going to bring you along and give you tips on sort of the psychology and discipline on why we wouldn't trade and things like that, and how to stop over trading and being fearful of the market. So let's bring you along and let's get on with the day.
Tell me, baby, do you want to
Yo!
What are you up to?
We're just going to Cardiff, we're going to go try that new place out, that Lou Knott said about. It looks unreal, where you make your own drinks and all that.
Oh, fucking sweet.
Yeah, I'm going to talk a bit.
That sounds class.
Yeah, talk a bit about psychology and all that. This is Luke's forte as well. Luke absolutely loves his psychology. Come on, Luke, give us a psychology tip.
Don't fuck it up. Just quickly, these guys, mate, on my balcony are doing my fucking head in. They keep coming up and down the ladder.
So right, I'll just run you through this quickly, just for the video. So we're on live session this morning, and everyone's speaking, and all of a sudden, all you can hear is people shouting in Spanish. And I looked at Luke's Zoom, and all I saw in the background was a ladder and a bed at 2 feet, and he's woke up this morning, and there's just people on his roof. He doesn't even know what they're there for.
I don't even know. I've no call. Landlord hasn't said anything to me. No call, no text, no nothing. I've literally woke up. I look outside and there are people on my balcony.
That's quality. Have you found out what they're there for?
Fuck knows. They're speaking in Spanish, bro. I don't know, mate.
Just kick the ladder from underneath and they'll soon understand.
Alright, bro. I leave you to it.
Sound.
Have a good one.
Nice for Luke. I'll catch you in a bit. Bye, mate.
where we're headed there?
We are going to, I don't know how to say it, it's either Nops or Noops. I'll ask them a question when I get in there. I mean, Gabe was just laughing about it, but it's essentially like a lot of you guys probably know if you're from the UK. There's quite a few around the UK, but obviously Wales, we're living in the dark ages. It's only just come to us. But it's like a place where you make your own drinks now, like dark chocolate. You can add every component you drink to it, like pistachio, and you literally pick all the components, ingredients from the menu that you want to put in. So we're going to go and check that out, just talk a bit of psychology and stuff as well. And then on the way home, another one, I keep blaming my missus, but I'm a stone down, so I can't say I'm eating Taco Bell. But yeah, I'm going to go and grab Taco Bell on the way home for my wife tonight. My wife. So we'll catch you in Noops, whichever one it is. We'll ask inside now. And I'm looking forward to chatting psychology and enjoying this chocolate drink. Right, we just spoke to, obviously you saw that, speaking with Luke there on the phone. We're going to Noops, or Nops, I don't know how to say it, but it's like a coffee shop, new coffee shop in Cardiff, so we're going to go and check that out, and we're going to touch on discipline, psychology overall, and obviously over-trading, and obviously being fearful of the market as well, which can obviously have a detrimental effect on your trading. So we're going to go there, get a drink, sit down, and we'll have a chat about general psychology, discipline, over-trading, under-trading. But yeah, looking forward to it. Oh, I've got a -1, why is that?
So what are you going to get from this place?
I don't know, I've never ever been there. Never, I'm trying to diet, but I think we're gonna have to have something dark chocolate, which is better than normal chocolate, you know? I usually drink coffee-wise an iced latte, which is a bit feminine, I know, but it is what it is with a bit of caramel sauce as well, so.
Yeah, now they wanna be friends. Man, language switch, y'all are now speaking French.
Mad places. What the hell? I thought it was tall as well. It's like a kid here on a chair. Yeah, I'm not 5'10". I am 6'1".
Okay, so what are you going for?
I'm gonna go for cold chocolate, 54% dark chocolate, and then I'm gonna have cinnamon and chili in it with, probably be dairy milk, haven't it? What are you having?
I might go 50% with the chocolate, but I can't decide on hot or cold.
I know.
I feel like cold's gonna be weird. I think.
I don't know, I like ice latte, so let's have a go, innit?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, me and Gabe having the same thing. And what extras you having? Just normal, like plain Jane.
I might do just cinnamon. Like
Cinnamon chili. Happy days. Can I have cinnamon and chili in one? And you just want cinnamon, Gabe, yeah? Just cinnamon in the other.
How's the chocolate drink?
Unreal. If you haven't been and you're from the UK, go to Noops or Nops, I don't know how to say it. That's unreal. I don't know how many calories in it, I don't really care either. I'm doing this for the vlog, right? You're supposed to be dieting, you boys got me office, and girls. But yeah, it's nice, that is. What do you think of the cold one instead of hot?
I like it.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
Lovely, that is.
We're talking about then psychology. You have to break it down. How would you break it down?
It's a big subject, really. But I think probably the biggest question, I think probably people will like this one, is like, and I always get it if I do like a Q&A on my, and a lot of you guys that watch this probably have asked the question, is like overtraining, how you deal with that. And I have touched on this in the past, but people are like fixating on overtrading. We've also got, I said to you earlier, about the fear of trading as well. So like undertrading and stuff. So it's sort of those two things that have an effect on your trading. Like overtrading wise, I think it's just one of those things that you have to try and control instead of chasing it. Because if you don't, you end up becoming a gambler essentially. You may as well go to the bookies, you know what I mean? And that's like, you've got a strategy and a set of rules for a reason to eradicate that. But like, it was something I touched on the last video where I had the two accounts. Remember I was saying about the two accounts, and then obviously overtraded on the one and didn't on the other, and then you'll see the differences then. But what happens when you're chasing the money essentially is you'll take a loss in the morning, for example, and then you'll go, okay, I see something else here, I'll take another trade, that's a loss. Then take another trade, that's a loss. But because you're trading outside of your rules then, it's literally just a vicious circle round and round, and then overtrading then will have sort of that effect on it. So it's just about roping in, and when you first start, it goes against human nature, so it's obvious that's what's going to happen, but it's part of the process. And like the way I dealt with it was having those two accounts. Run one where I overtrade like fuck, essentially, and then the other one then where I sort of take my one trade a day, stick to my rules, and then over time, all you'll see a pattern and think, the one I don't trade as much on, I can reel myself in, and it's like, shit, I'm profitable there, and it'll slowly sink in. But then there's obviously fear of markets as well, then where like, you've got to set the rules. So for example, with us, we look at nothing less than a 2 risk to reward, but can be a lot more than that, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on market conditions. But if you're not sticking to those rules then and holding out to obviously take profit and stuff, it's the fear of the market. So when you see when you're profitable, what a lot of people do is they'll buy like a 100k account, and because they're not conditioned to seeing those numbers on the screen, they see the numbers on the screen, it's instantly shit, close that out. But then all you're doing is having a negative effect on your trading. So it's just about being able to condition your mind to be able to see those numbers and not be fearful of the market. Like, you've got a plan, and then stick to that plan, but that also falls into what we said earlier, is the confidence and conviction. Like, if you haven't got confidence and conviction in something, how do you expect to be able to hold those trades through? So for me, it's about, don't even concentrate on the actual trading money, nail the strategy, and then go on to trading, because what it does then is it'll stop you overtrading. It's like, I've got all this data, I've done it without trading on a funded account, I've done it through TradingView, I've done it through FX Replay, I've done it through all this. So then when you go to the market, then it just stops the overtrading and the sort of undertrading. So that's the way I would do it. And there's a guy, I'm actually going to mention his name because he's done it well. He's Thomas Harding, one of my mates. Never thought he'd be able to do it. It was like, mindset-wise, is he going to be able to? And he's absolutely nailed it. But he didn't even know how to use the trading platform to actually trade on. So MetaTrader, for the guys that are watching, he just did his analysis on TradingView and has absolutely nailed the edge. Like, to the point now, he's like, right, I can trade this consistently profitable. Now let's go on to actually trading. So he literally detached himself from the money completely for like 3-4 months, nailed the strategy, and then it's like, right, now I got the strategy, now the money can come. And I think that's the way to do it, and that'll stop you over trading and under trading, is understanding that you've got a strategy and you can trade that with confidence, conviction, and it'll just take all that away. But it's an adaptation period, like anything. If you're new to something, it's the same as anything, isn't it? Over time, then you'll get that experience. But that's what I would say is nail the strategy, get a confidence, conviction, and then that can just eradicate that. Like, right, following on from the last video, obviously I was going to Mallorca. I didn't film much out there, but I will throw some clips in here. You saw I picked up some cigars, 3 different cigars, a Cohiba, one I can't even pronounce, and one from Davidoff's little collection. My favourite is the Siglo 2, so we are going to go and get a few of them in the cigar shop. Davidoff New World for me. I'm not a cigar connoisseur, but it was too big. It was like smoking a cigar on the beach, so yeah, it's not for me. It's like something a bit smaller, something a bit more discreet, and it was really flavourful.
Hold up, blessed up, they can't doubt it. Check the new chick, I be out with. Check the new kicks.
What are these like as well, the Trinidad's? See a lot of people with opinions. Go on then, throw something else in that you'd suggest.
Well,
That, one more.
One more. I don't like strong cigars, but that was epic. That was
Go on, then,
really nice.
I'll take one of them as well.
It's
Appreciate it, thank you. You too, bye mate. I've gone for 3 Cohibas, Siglos. I've still got 4 in the house to be fair. I bought more in Mallorca, see. But then I've gone for the smaller Davidoff Dominican. He said it's not a Cuban. And something called a Wiseman as well, which is a strong cigar, but he said there's a new one in that is unreal. So he recommended that. We'll give that a try as well.
God's work, man, this is God's work. Every single plan, it been God's work. Don't hate what I am, this is God's work. Take it up with the man, boy, it's God's work. God's work, man, this is God's work. Every single plan, it been God's work.
Probably it is the most important aspect of trading, is having the discipline to obviously stick to your strategy and actually hold the trade. So the one thing I'd say on that, and the main factor that comes down to with the fear and sort of, I wouldn't say it is under trading, but it's the fear of pulling your trades early and things like that. It comes down to the monetary value most of the time. So like when people first start trading, they go out and you obviously see the money, you see the big numbers, but you're not conditioned to that. So if you go and get a 100k funded account, for example, you've been trading a personal account of 500 quid, just for example, and then you see the larger numbers on there. Like if you think on a 500 quid account compared to a 100k account, when you see the numbers moving, the actual monetary value is completely different. So you have to separate yourself from that monetary value to enable yourself to hold the trades and stick to your plan. Because you see the big numbers and then instantly like, shit, that's $1,000 in profit, but $1,000 in profit on a 100k account is only 1%. You're not sticking to your trading strategy there. You're not sticking to your plan. You'll end up, obviously, if you're running a 1-to-1 risk to reward, you're more than likely not going to be profitable. So the one tip I would say on that is, and it's something I was heavily focused on when I first started trading, especially the bigger cap, until I become conditioned to seeing those numbers, was what I used to do was I used to obviously open up TradingView, do all my analysis on TradingView, and then I'd place my trade or my limits on MetaTrader, and I would then leave my phone out of touching distance, and I would monitor that trade on TradingView. So you can't see the monetary value, which then detaches you from that and allows you to sort of have more confidence in where the trade's going. Okay, I can see it go in, the monetary value's not panicking me, and just leave it play out on there, and then you'll obviously have alerts on your TradingView, or if you're watching it, if you're sat there watching it, then you know you can, okay, I can open up my MetaTrader now when I've got to take profit 1, for example, and I can close out a partial here, and then as soon as you've closed out that one partial, usually you'd have maximum of 2 partials on the way to your overall take profit. Again, put your phone away, MetaTrader down, just monitor it on TradingView, and all that does is it detaches you from the monetary value, so you're not panicking with it. You're not overthinking of, oh my God, it's like $1,000 in profit. That's only 1%. $2,000 in profit, $3,000 in profit. It just detaches that, essentially trickery of the mind. So you look at it and say, okay, I can just see essentially candlesticks moving up and down. There's no monetary value. I don't get that rush because the money is the thing that gives you that rush. So that would be my thing, is just put your phone down once you place the trade, monitor it on TradingView, and then it detaches you from that, and it'll allow you to stick to your trading plan and obviously hold those trades for longer, so you can get the most out of your trades, obviously to your targets. We don't want to be holding trades past your targets and things, because there's a reason you've got the targets there. So that's what I would say on probably fear. over trading wise, it is something I touched on. There's 2 things I would do for this. It's something I touched on in my last video, so following on from that now is, with the over trading, if you find yourself over trading, one, it sounds simple, just don't do it. It's gambling. But the way to combat it is, I ran 2 accounts, and I did mention this in the last one. I had one where I'd overtrade, one where I wouldn't. Just stick to my 1 trade a day on the other one. And then I compared the 2, and you'll see over time then that you've got more profitability on the one that you're trading less on. But the other thing with that, and one of our guys on the mentorship, Jay Locke, shout out to Jay, absolute solid trader, been with us about 4 months, was, I think the month before he started with us, he placed 600 trades. 600 trades. We place an average of 2 to 3 a week. So what's that? 9 to 12 a month, around that. And he's come to us now, and it's affected his life in such a positive way, because our strategy and our motto with trading is, we come in the morning. If there's a trade, there's a trade, win or loss. If you've got a laptop or computer then goes off, laptop shut down, you go and enjoy your day with your family. So that's what I would do with that, is leave it there. If you don't get a trade in London and you're comfortable, go and take a trade in New York, go and do that, but still stick to 1 trade a day. And combating it, when you actually see the differences in your actual personality with your day-to-day life with family and things like that, and the stress drop, you'll then sit there then comfortable. Okay, I'm not over trading. 1, I'm more profitable when I don't overtrade, and 2, I'm just a better person in general. And it does affect your outside life. So that's what I do, is just 1 trade a day, go away then, go to work, go with your family, and just have a chill day. You take a loss, take a loss. It is what it is. We're going to take losses. Look, if I take losses, I go on 2 or 3 losing streaks, but then go on 6 or 7 win streaks. That is the reality of trading, and it's something that you have to get conditioned to and be able to understand, and really understand that trading is winning and losing. There's no holy grail out there. Every strategy has winners and losers. If it doesn't, we'd all be billionaires. So it's just about trying to understand that and just step away from it. And you'll find as well, as time goes on as well, as you get conditioned to it, you'll find that when you step away, like I've said before, your outside life just becomes easier. So that's the 2 tips, with obviously the fear of the markets and over trading, which all falls into sort of discipline as well with that. That's obviously a day in the life. We just come up to my house now. Just give a bit of a background of what we're going to be running on the YouTube. Is we're going to sort of hit a day in the life of what I actually get up to on sort of down days, but we're also going to incorporate to that sort of umbrellas of like discipline and aspects of day trading, what it takes to get there, and how we can combat sort of those things as well. So you can take a step into my life, but also I'm going to help you along your journey and give you some good tips on that as well. So we're going to wrap the video up for today. If you are enjoying the content, there's some exciting stuff coming up, so obviously drop a like, comment and subscribe. All walks of life welcome you. Any comments, negative or positive, any suggestions that you've got or anything you'd like to see, obviously drop them below. I'll also link below the 10X Academy free training, so you guys can obviously jump into that as well. There's some good points on there, and obviously the sort of like the shell of our strategy and things, which will help you guys out massively. So thanks for watching, and we're going to end it there. I'll catch you on the next one.